Seto Kaiba, the once proud #1 ranked duelist, is still a foe that duelists should fear. His deck was one that backed his opponents into a corner and then crushed them with the overwhelming might of his cards. Kaiba has played many cards that are, well, pretty much OP, which of course is a reflection on him as a person. OP. Kaiba? He likes to look down on his opponents, reminding them that he is the best for a reason. And I quote, "You are a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck." End quote. And yeah, let's not forget his little dragon fetish. This list is in no particular order and is my opinion on his best monsters. So with that being said, grab yourself a beverage, kick back and relax, we'll roll intro and get straight into the video. Kicking things off with the obvious, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, the Blue Eyes is of course Kaiba's staple and has been with him from the very beginning, and it's definitely not going anywhere. This card is an OG beast. Well, a dragon, obviously. Light attribute and a level 8 with 3000 attack and 2500 defense. This thing wasn't just power for Kaiba, but this majestic AF card went way back with him to the time of the Pharaohs, when he was known as Pre-Seto and he had his dragon girl waifu Kisara. Kaiba would have usually summoned this as his main goal and would have multiple ways of doing so. The Blue Eyes has been fused into different, more powerful dragons that we will get into later in the video, but make no doubt that on their own, their white lightning attack is more than enough to wipe out his opponents. Kaiba, of course, has adapted a few different strategies in his time, but when his back was against the wall or is against the wall, he would always rely on his Blue Eyes White Dragon. Throwback to Battle City, we have the XYZ Dragon Cannon. Yes. Classic! Just as Yugi had the Magnet Warriors, Kaiba had the XYZ monsters and was able to summon this off the back of them. XYZ Dragon Cannon boasts a huge 2800 attack and 2600 defense. This card is of course summoned by the effects of having X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank, being Union monsters, meaning you do not need polymerization in order to summon this. Nice. It also comes with its own handy effect in which you can discard one of your own cards to destroy one card that your opponent controls. This was without a doubt one of the most devastating cards in Kaiba's deck at the time, and one that you did not want to come up against. Next up we have Vorse Raider. I have a love for Vorse Raider, and particularly back in the day when 4-star vanilla hitters were a very good thing to have. Like mentioned, 4-star monster, it had 1900 attack. You can't argue with that back then. Let's not forget one of Kaiba's core strategies, Crush Card Virus. Yes. With Vorse Raider being a dark attribute, Kaiba would use Shrink to bring its attack below 1000, making it a Crush Card target, and in doing so, would unleash this way too OP strategy on his opponent. Failing that, like mentioned earlier, 1900 attack and could be summoned without tribute because of its level, has to be in his deck. Obelisk the Tormentor. Yes, I know Yugi is the one in possession of this divine god now, but Obelisk will always be associated with Kaiba for me, and I'm sure many others. Kaiba, as we know, has and always will be on the quest for power, and with this card in his deck, he certainly had power. Obelisk has an amazing 4000 attack and defense, as well as being immune to most spell, trap, and card effects. Not forgetting that if Kaiba was to tribute 2 monsters, Obelisk would wipe out every monster on his opponent's side of the field. Sadly, even with this god card in his deck, he still had to watch on from the sidelines in the Battle City finals, as Yugi used it against Marek once he had defeated Kaiba in the semis. Now, Kaiba has had some pretty OP cards, but Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End is just one insane card, man. Used in the Grand Championship arc, this mighty level 8 dragon soared above all, with its Blue Eyes stats of 3000 attack and 2500 defense, but what made this different from his Blue Eyes was the effect. By paying 1000 life points, each player has to send every card in their hand and on the field to the graveyard, and 300 points of direct damage would be inflicted to his opponent for each card that was sent to said graveyard. Now, when you're talking about dragons, this one really does look the part. I love the design and color scheme of this one, and it truly represents the destructive power that the Chaos Emperor Dragon wields. Now, from this point on, all the cards mentioned are from a particular time. Yes, the Dark Side of Dimensions movie. Kaiba got some freaking insane upgrades here, which make a lot of his other cards look fourth rate. Don't tell him I said that. Starting with Assault Wyvern, who is a level 4 monster with 1800 attack and 1000 defense. So, just like Vorse Raider, this guy is a pretty decent hitter for its level. However, its effect of being able to special summon one dragon type monster from your hand if this card destroys an opponent's monster while in defense position is just it's just insane for a deck like Kaiba's, really. I mean, being able to summon a Blue Eyes that easily, how could you leave this card out in a Kaiba deck? Honestly. Next up is Crystal Dragon, and yes, Kaiba's dragon fetish reached all sorts of new heights for this movie. Not complaining. In terms of power, it's a level 6 light attribute that has 2500 attack and 1000 defense. This one's effect combos with the previously mentioned Assault Wyvern in that once per turn during your battle step, if this card battled this turn, you can add one level 8 dragon type monster to your hand. So yeah, Blue Eyes more than likely. So that's now in your hand, and if you use Assault Wyvern's effect, you have a Blue Eyes on the field. Easy as that. Even without the effect of Assault Wyvern, you still have this pretty huge monster in terms of attack that will gift you a Blue Eyes to your hand when it attacks. So that is awesome. Not just this, but this dragon looks freaking awesome, don't you think? Love this. Deep Eyes White Dragon. Wow. Wow. Damn, Kaiba knows how to find these epic dragon cards, man. And let me just say, Kaiba really isn't holding back with these either. The Deep Eyes White Dragon, who is a level 10 monster, has the ability to inflict 600 points of direct damage to his opponent's life points for every dragon card with a different name in his graveyard. Not only that, but it can copy the attack of any dragon type monster in his graveyard, and if this card is destroyed by card effect, it then destroys every single monster his opponent controls. This card is pretty insane and is definitely one of his more scarier looking monsters. Next up is a ritual monster, not Paladin of White Dragon, but Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. The name itself is insane. This dragon boasts a huge 4000 attack, but 0 defense. 0 defense, you say? Not a freaking problem, as defense is the last thing on your mind with this card. Unless you're on the receiving end of this, then it is. When the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon attacks a defense position monster and its attack is higher than that monster's defense, with it being 4000, I'm sure that's not going to be a problem, you inflict battle damage to your opponent equal to double the difference. Yes, double piercing. What? Insane. That is absolutely insane. I just love how over the top and utterly crushing this card is, because this card is pretty much a replica of Kaiba's ego. Final entry, I really wanted to put the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on this list. However, I had to go with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This thing is an absolute beast and just boasts great strength and power. It does have the same stats as the Ultimate in its 4500 attack and 3800 defense, and of course is summoned the same way using the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I like how this card trumps the Blue Eyes Ultimate because of its effect, but that its effect requires the Blue Eyes Ultimate to work. So let me explain. If you have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in your extra deck, this card can attack 3 times. 3 times with an attack power of 4500. What? Damn. Once this effect is used and you somehow don't win, the card is destroyed. However, if you do manage to then summon the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, it cannot be targeted and is unaffected by spells, traps, and effects as long as the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is in your graveyard. So, awesome. I just like this card a lot, and it really feels like a Kaiba flex, you know? But thanks for watching my video, Seto Kaiba's Best Monsters. Let me know in the comments who your favorite Kaiba monsters are and what duelist I should do this for next. Of course, huge shouts out to both Warwick and Animator22 for supporting me on Patreon. Don't forget to head on over there yourself to check out the amazing rewards, including a super special awesome exclusive series for Patreons only, as well as a ton of other amazing rewards. Don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. Links are in the description below, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. Till next time, my fellow duelists. Peace!